In today's video, I'm literally just going to be showing you guys how I do my closure wig. So if you want to know how to do it, stay tuned. So I'll just show you like literally some essentials you're going to need. Probably a canvas head, T-pins, a curved needle, and a wig cap. I use a dome cap just because it fits perfectly. And the hair we're going to be using is from ISEE Hair. It's the Mongolian Kinky Curly. I got all the lengths in 24 and a 20-inch closure. Do you see the curls? Do you see the curls? The curls were so pretty. Like, kinky curly hair is a bit to manage, but the curls are so pretty. So what I'm doing now is you just see me lining up the lines on the dome cap to the lines on the canvas head. When you've lined it up, you just want to pull the back further down. This is just to make sure your wig actually fits you, because when you're sewing, your wig can actually shrink. So just make sure all your lines are matching up as much as they can. Doesn't always have to be on the dot, but make sure they're lining up as much as you can. And then you're going to want to pin down your closure. So here you just see me pinning down my closure. I pin it just slightly in front of the wig cap. As you can see, it's probably like an inch. I'm just showing you there. So once you've done that, you just want to pull it straight back and pin it down in the middle. So we're going to sew one side down and then sew the other side down. The way I thread my needles is literally I'll thread it through the closure and then I'll pull the thread through itself, if that makes sense. I'll do it again in the video so you'll see what I mean. But I literally just thread the thread through itself and I just keep going. There's different ways that you can thread needles. For my closures, I go underneath and then wrap the thread around and pull. So some people thread in like a downwards motion. I thread in an upwards motion when it comes to the closure. So you're just going to do one side and then do the other. So I'm just going to be quiet and you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, so now that you've threaded all your thread around the closure, when you get to the end, just make one knot. So just tie the thread around itself and then cut the thread. Then you're just going to want to tie the thread like just a normal tie. Tie it about twice and then that will secure it, and then cut the thread as low as you can. I would recommend not making knots that are way too big, because then they're going to be obvious on your wig. When you make a wig, you want your wig to look as good and as flat as possible, even if it is going to be curly hair. So the way you sew your tracks down is actually key. Now that our closure is sewed down, you could either put it in a bubble. I just clip it out the way. So what I'm going to do now is the first track that I put on the closure wig goes all the way around the perimeter. This just this kind of just helps when the wind blows. Like when the wind blows, you're going to have a bit of hair that's falling in your face, helping the illusion. So what I'm doing now is I've just kind of T-pinned it all around the perimeter. And the way I sew is, I know it's a bit unpopular, but I go through the track. So I go through the track once, make a knot, and then I'll go through it again. And then after that, I just start sewing normally. What I do now is I just carry on sewing in an upward motion. So I go up, wrap the thread around and pull, up, wrap the thread around and pull. And what you see is that the way I thread is quite neat. Like I make sure all my stitches are neat, because at the end of it, it's gonna make a big difference. When you stitch neatly, it makes a big difference. People think that it doesn't make a difference because you can't see the stitches, but girl, it makes a difference. So I've just literally sewed all the way around the perimeter, and on this weft I do cut the tracks, but for the rest of them I'm just gonna fold the tracks over, so you'll just see what I do now. So once I get to the end, what I do is I literally go through the weft, knot it around like twice and pull, and then I do the same thing, so knot the thread around itself and then do 2 ties. So if you are a beginner when it comes to making wigs, the easy way for you to kind of know where to place your tracks is to just draw it out. I didn't have a white like crayon or anything, so I just used some foundation, some concealer that I don't really use. But a good way to like figure out where to place your tracks is to just draw the lines, because when I first started making wigs, I found it hard to figure out where to place my wefts. Now, to be honest, I don't really need the lines, but if you are struggling and you just want a bit of help, I would say definitely just follow the lines. So as you see, I just continue to go up, wrap the thread around, up, wrap the thread around. And there's many different ways. Like if you feel like that way isn't comfortable and your hands can't really catch the motion of it, then I'd say like try putting the needle in downwards. So to flip my wefts, literally I just go through the weft once and then I pull it over, take a little bit of the material from the dome cap, pull the thread through, and then make it as tight as I can. If I feel like it's not tight enough, I'll probably do it again and knot it, and then it will stay, and then you'll have like a flat flip over. So that's kind of my method of the way I flip my tracks over. In a couple of like my previous videos, people have asked me like how am I able to get like 4 bundles onto a dome cap if I've only got like a 21-inch head, because that's quite a small size. What I would say is just make sure that you put your wefts close together. So even though the lines that you see on the dome cap are quite spaced out throughout this video, you kind of see me putting the wefts in between those lines. So if you put your wefts close together, you don't have to double them. Just put your wefts close together, and then your wig will look super full. Plus when the wind blows, you won't see like tracks in your wigs, because that's never a look. So when you get to the top of the wig, I feel like that's where everyone gets confused. You just want to keep going back and forth. And then this is going to be the last track that I put on. So to connect my closure to my actual... to connect my wefts to my actual closure, what I do is I go in a downwards motion now. So you see my stitching changing. I go in a downwards motion, And then what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of the closure and then thread it through there as well. This just kind of keeps it so flat, like it makes it just pair up easily. So the way I'm stitching, the closure kind of pairs up to the last weft, making it flat. Trying to record to like show you guys exactly how I was doing it was kind of difficult because the way I make my wigs, I don't really make it in mind of someone watching. So this time I had to kind of do it so that you guys can see. So hopefully you guys can see how I made the wig. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to unpin it and then cut off the excess cap underneath. It's really simple. You just don't want to cut too close to the stitches that you've already put in. Just give it a little bit like an inch leeway. So this is the wig after I've cut everything off. So I did pluck it. The knots bleached so easily. And I plucked it a little bit. I didn't pluck it way too much because I did want it to be super big and super full. So this is what the hair looks like. These are like the curls after being air dried. So just to show you guys what the hair looks like when it's cold washed, I just washed the wig quickly. So this is what the curls look like when it's cold washed. So I did wear this hair like consistently for about 2 weeks and I love the hair. Like this is a couple of pictures of me in the hair. The hair is so pretty. All the links to the hair will be in the description box. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I really hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that you learned something new. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.